a lot of it is inaccurate. I mean, this is why I started doing this in talking to my clients, but also talking to other real estate agents and top agents. They would say things about the market that weren't true. And they might have been true for what they were seeing through the prism of their own eyes and their day-to-day business, which was generally like a certain subset, whether it be price wise, location wise, property type, condo, fee simple, whatever. But what they would be seeing in just a small little microcosm of the market wasn't really what was happening in the market as a whole. So, but I would love to hear that. I would love to hear what people are seeing, because it really is, unless you're taking this holistic view and seeing things from the 30,000 foot, 10,000 foot view, whatever, it's easy to draw different conclusions about what's going on in the market. And I know, because it happens to me, where I'll feel like, oh wow, this demand is really drying up. Like, just, its demand is a lot softer, inventory is incredibly higher. And I look at what's actually happening, and it's either maybe not happening or not to that degree. And that's what we're seeing, and I'm going to touch on in more detail, is that I hear so much about it being a buyer's market and so much about just flooding inventory. And that's not the case. It is, we're seeing more inventory than we have seen, and we're seeing softer demand relative to supply, but still seller's market in much of the area.
I love this, Paul. I feel like, this is a good example of like what we feel is always facts.
Hmm.
We may have something that happens with one or two clients, but again, what we feel is always facts. Sometimes I'm looking at one client or one thing, and I'm just like, oh, this is the market, and forgetting about the fact that majority of like my listings literally like go under contract within a week, and the stats support that.
So people will be like, oh yeah, you're talking about DMV wide data, but in my particular market or my particular area or my particular price point, that's not what's happening. And what I'm talking about is happening in most of the area and most of the price points, other than DC. And that's been the case for a while.